My name is Jackline Maina. I work with Smart Terrain, which is a company that specializes in automated temperature monitoring. I'm with my colleague, Titus Moher. He's the engineer. Titus, if you can just wave very fast. So I'll take very little time. That is how engineers look like. So you can look at him to get a picture of how they look like. Every one of us, I believe, got a pamphlet in the bags that we had. So that is what we do. But we'll briefly take us through something that is very pertinent, and we felt that it's good to share because as professionals, we need to do our things correctly. So I'll just go to the next slide. So from yesterday, this is just a few issues that I picked. Listening to Professor Oyer, Mutwiri, and the rest of the team that presented, the HuQAS team, there are a few issues that came up. So first was an improvement of patient outcome. There was also cloud access, investing in technology, advancement in technology, digitization of services, global player in technology and skills. And also someone mentioned that quality is very expensive, but we'll show you that it's not. So basically, from all these issues, what we picked is the first issue, that we all need to improve the patient outcome. We agree? We do, yes? So that's why we are here, to just assist you and work together into making sure that our patients are satisfied with our services. So I'll basically take us through the next slide on the types of monitoring devices that we have. So we have the analog system and we have the digital system. So in analog, it's basically what most of us use, yes? Quiet, but I know you do. And then in digital, we have real time and then we have offline. So in real time, that is where you can access the data and the system. Offline, probably you have to download a little later. So if you can just turn to your neighbor, ask them, are you digital or analog? And then you tell me what they say. Mostly, I think I had, is it 50-50 or 20-80? Yeah? So if you look at the second picture, that is one of our systems. It's real time and it's digital. So for those who are here and they have the benefit of using our system, they are not worried because they can access the data as they are seated. I know we have the HuQAS team, we have Mombasa Hospital, Mr. Subira. They can even show you from their phones that they can tell how the fridges are doing. So I was told of someone who is not here with us today, that at the end of the month, when the auditor comes to check the data, they quickly look for the charts. That person is not here, really. And then they enter figures on the charts. So they pick a pen, just point on the chart. If it falls on 5.5, that is what they will record as the reading from the beginning of a month to the end. Those people are not here. For us, we chart correctly, do we? Yes, those people are not here, I knew. And that is what we want to bring on board. What cost is there if we are not getting the correct data? So to the next slide, the cost of inaccurate monitoring. I don't need to tell you these things, you know them. Because the first one, you'll find that the reagents will lose the efficacy or they'll spoil if you're not doing the correct monitoring. Imagine a person who has just chatted without knowing what is happening. So maybe the fridge spoiled, but they never chatted. So you'll find that the reagents that were there were spoiled. You use them. Are you going to get correct results? No, you can't get correct results. So that is just one of the things. We have the spoiled chemistry experiment. We have spoiled blood in blood banks. Unfortunately, what happens if this blood lands on a patient? Detrimental, right? Yes, and this is some things that happen when you're not monitoring correctly. We also have increased energy cost because you never know when we have problems. We have failing compliance audit checks. These ones, I know they are very alive to you. When the auditors come, do you pass or do you have issues? Yeah? We also have lack of batch storage history. Can you tell what data was there last year in July? And also it can result to decreased patient outcome. This one is very true and we can all attest to it. Something else, we'd like to look at the cost of having an offline monitoring system where I'm not able to tell how our data is as we speak. So the core tasks are ignored, it's offline. So someone has to go and record. And you also have a specimen that you have to test in the lab and you have to record data. So what will you do first? Do you record the data or do you test the specimen? Patient comes first. But remember, monitoring is also a patient issue. Also, collection, login, and chatting of inaccurate data. Now, this happens. So prioritize the sample, but forget the monitoring. So you have inaccurate data, and also inefficiencies in storage, access, and retrieval of data. Most of us have files. I saw a diagram in the previous presenter, and there was a block of files where you store your data. So that happens a lot. But what if you misplaced, or how fast can you get that data? But basically with our system, let's see the benefits when you have a real-time monitoring system with you. They couldn't fit, but we have managed to get just a few of them. Patient safety, drug efficacy, enhanced diagnostic accuracy. We have equipment, longevity, accurate data. They're basically self-explanatory. Anything that you might think about, employees focus on core tasks. How many of us feel pressured? You're understaffed and already you've been told to record and you have a sample. So how many of us feel overwhelmed? So this machine will take that work off you. We have infection control when you stored the samples correctly, cost efficiency, compliance and regulation, and better data collection, storage, access when retrieving. We have a system that you're able to log in at any time and access that data from whatever date. So that is basically what you get. I hope you've been able to capture all that information. As I mentioned, this is one of our clients who's very comfortable. If you have looked at Mr. Watene, he looked relaxed. Cindy, he looks relaxed, rather. Mr. Subira, wherever he is, he's very fine because he's able to see the data, he's able to access all the assets that he has and see what is happening. So if there's a problem, he'll just need to actually they already know what the problem is because there's the SMSs and the emails that are sent. So these automated services, this is what we found after HuQAS adopted the system. So there's automated services, saving on time and allowing staff to focus on core tasks. So if Watene previously had to log in, so now he's able to do much more when the system is in place. So it prevents spoilage of temperature-sensitive products, also reducing costs. So you won't have to throw away reagents or even samples for that case. So imagine a case where you have a sample from a patient and maybe you didn't monitor and it's spoiled. So what does that mean? We were told that a patient is a human or that sample is a human being. So what have you subjected that patient to? So there's also the audit trail. Mr. Watene can give you access to data from forever up to now. So he has that. And also data security due to cloud storage. So you get cloud storage with our system, which is very important. I think I will just take us to the conclusion. Basically, this you can attest to it. It's not expensive. So it's a worthwhile cost, and it also saves the hospital a lot of spoilage and data. And also, as the topic was saying, the future is here. So this is the future. So all of us should be on board. And I'd like to challenge us. We are working with HuQAS for the long term. The next time that we are meeting for this conference, I'd like to see how many of us have adopted that system. How many of us are in the future? So let us all come on board. If you have any questions, we'll be present. But I'd like to quickly, if Steve is ready, to just show you how the system is working. So right here, we have something that can show what you'll be experiencing. So you can be writing your questions down. And also, if you'd like to view that for yourself, if it doesn't come up, you can log into blueconsole.com. That is the website. And then the login details are smartterrain@smartterrain.io.ke. I hope you're writing. And the password is demo@2023, a capital D. So that is basically the system, graphical representation of the data. If we could go to the assets to view, you can have as many assets as you want. So if you have, those are just 3 of the assets, maybe 3 fridges or maybe a freezer. So you can see the temperatures which are there currently. But I don't know if you're able to see it very clearly. The first one is in breach, 24.3. So it shows that it's red. The second one is in range. If you can scroll to see where the parameters are, yes, that. And the last one is off. So something is not right there. So it needs to be checked. So you're able to see all this. I just want to show you how this system works. That at a glance, you're able to see how your assets are looking if you're in breach. But even before this, you'll have received either an email or an SMS to show you. So let's interact. If you have any questions, just throw them to us. And I look forward to talking to you more. My card is on the pamphlet. Thank you for your time.